Now this is a fairly interesting piece. See, it's an analog face, AM only clock radio by General Electric. Unfortunately, that is all that I can tell you, because there's no information on the back other than what looks like an asset ID. This came from the thrift store. I forget what I paid for it. There's a speaker. It's actually a fairly large speaker. Hold on just a second. Went ahead and got my handy measuring device. I'll see if I can actually do this. So starting from the edge there. Oh, by golly, that's about a 3.5-inch speaker. A little bit more than that. Wow. That's not bad. There's a vent hole here on the side. And I notice not to open it. No user serviceable parts inside. Well, I beg to differ with that. But anyway. Unfortunately, the model number sticker is gone. And there's no date code on it either. You also see a crack there in the plastic, which is kind of unfortunate. There's some more vents on the bottom. There's a CSA certification. I suppose I could probably try and look that up and see what happens. But I've never really had much luck looking up these numbers. So, who knows? Alright, as I suspected, I went ahead and looked it up. And didn't really find a whole lot. So if there's somebody that knows a lookup for these numbers here, or if you want to go look it up yourself, let me see if I can do this. Where is it? It's right there. This camera is not doing a very good job of adjusting to the light. So you should be able to see it now. If you would like to go look that up, you can certainly go and do so. Wow, I turned the camera off and back on and it's a lot brighter, so I have no idea what happened there. But I guess it really just did not pick back up on the fact that it needed to do so. So here's the set knob on the back. I forget which way it is. Does it actually tell you? No, it says absolutely nothing about how you're supposed to set the unit. So I'm guessing you pull it out to set the time, which appears to be the case. Maybe I'll even set it accurately. Which is not the easiest thing in the world to do. That should be 3 o'clock right there. And it's 2:34. So almost at the 35 mark. So we'll put it right about there. And you push it in to set the alarm. Unfortunately, there are a couple of downsides to this unit. Number one is it only has wake to music. There is no wake to a buzzer or anything like that. Of course, it's AM only, so there's not really much on the AM band here. And I have noticed an issue with this unit where the volume control, when you turn it up past a certain way, the volume cuts out. So I bet there's part of this potentiometer that is open, and I'll have to replace that potentiometer, or put some deoxin in the contacts. As far as this clock face goes, there's something rather strange about it. They really probably could have put this in a better place. Oh, the radio was on. This also isn't totally accurate. So you can see there. I wonder if you could pull that off and fix that. I don't think so. Probably not without violence. But there's no 6 here because of this little knob. They could have put this knob probably right about there. Maybe it would have been better there. Or maybe over here. Or even with all the radio stuff. You know, move the tuner down a little bit. Or move the volume somewhere else. Move it up and put it right there. Probably should show the thing, right? Would be useful, but alas, they did not do that. So, alright, let me go ahead and we'll turn the radio on. We'll have a listen to it. Assuming it's working. Which does not appear to be. Okay, after changing my pants, I think I've got it to somewhat work. Unfortunately, only on the very loud volume level. So it doesn't actually work. It just needs a little bit of help. I'm gonna go ahead and take this thing apart. But before I do that, and before I forget, you'll notice a couple curious omissions. There's no sleep functionality on this thing, anywhere. There's no backlighting. And there's no snooze button. And now it seems to have stopped working. Again. Yeah, I think this volume potentiometer is going to need to be replaced, so I think we're probably going to revisit that in a future video. Okay, so instead of making myself look like a total doofus, I've gone ahead and got the tripod out. Before doing this, number one, do not try this at home. Do not try it at a friend's house, don't try it at work, don't try it at your enemy's house. Don't even try it on Mars. I'm a professional bad example operating on a closed course, so I am going to disregard the warning on it, and I'm going to open it up. Second of all, if you're going to disregard my warning, please, 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 unplug the unit before even touching the screws. Because all it takes is taking the cover off and accidentally bumping the wrong thing and zzz. Don't think you want that, do you? So, heed my advice and don't. Now this is probably going to sound a little weird because this camera has a stereo microphone, and I'm on the left side of it now, so all that I'm saying is probably in the right channel. Go ahead and we'll take out, using my absolutely ridiculous screwdriver, the absolutely ridiculous screws that this thing has. So it goes both ways. You don't need to take out any of the knobs. As you can see that this is big enough that I don't even know if this would come off. It might. Just take these screws out. Put them somewhere safe. Not in my hand. I'll be going somewhere else. Here. And now we should be able to simply lift the back off. To reveal the magic with it. And there is quite a fair bit of magic. So here we can now see inside. And speaking of magic, there is definitely some interesting things going on here. First of all, there's a little wad of electrical tape here that does not appear to be the slightest bit factory. See that there. Does not look factory at all. In fact, I'd imagine that General Electric probably would have just wound the cord straight through the whole unit and plugged it in right there. These solder joints don't look terrible, but I mean they don't look great either. Well, I'm probably giving them a little bit less credit than they deserve. They don't look too bad. So maybe those are original. And this might be original too, I'm not sure. It might not be. But that certainly does not look original right there. So, and if you take a look at the cord set, you have a look at the plug, definitely does not seem to fit the bill when it comes down to the age of this. Oh sure, it could be original. It says Rhythm HG on it. Not that you'll be able to see that on this camera. But I'd wager to bet that somebody has replaced this cord. Maybe they didn't do a very good job of it. He's been in here. Now, dealing with this volume potentiometer might be very interesting because it looks like I may have to take the tuner out as well, and I don't really look forward to doing that because I don't want to have to restring this tuner if I have to do that. We can have a look here. Here's a little loop stick. I was prepared to tell you that looked kind of broken, but I think I'm thinking of another unit when I say that. Let me just have a look here, and all the electrolytic capacitors, all the adjustments. There's a transformer. That's for the power for the radio. The clock unit itself doesn't need that. It's an AC synchronous mechanism. Which is why you shouldn't touch that, because that's got mains voltage, probably even on the chassis. I mean, not on this plastic thing, but certainly on this here. So, yeah, don't touch that. Let's see. Looks like that's a Selectron timer. This might not even be the original timer for this unit either. So I would have expected something like that to have the GE logo on it. Who knows? Looks like some kind of resistor there, wire wound resistor. Maybe it's original, maybe it's not, but maybe somebody can tell me. So I'm not sure. I've not really taken these apart often, and I really don't pay attention to things like that when I do. But here's a problem. Where are the screws for this? There's no screw holding that in place up there. Looks like just a black bushing holding that. There's nothing over there. And this peg over here is broken. So somebody has definitely been inside this thing, or they dropped it. That's supposed to be there? This little metal thing? I think so. I think it might have a component in it, like a transistor or something. It's a little heat sink for a transistor. I can't just pull it out of there, so I'd assume that it's probably supposed to be there. Anyway, I think that's enough. I don't really have anything else to show you, so there is your GE, assuming I don't break it. Analog face, AM only clock radio, subject to a little bit of wizardry. If somebody knows the approximate year of manufacture of something like this, or maybe even knows the model, I think that'd be very difficult to ascertain, but maybe somebody does. Please do leave your comments below, and of course, if you have any other comments, certainly also feel free to leave those down below. And this is CP666 signing off, and I hope to see you next time. Till then. Yep, I'm back, because I noticed something, but it doesn't seem to have got me anywhere. I had a look at the back here, and there's a notice, caution, for continued protection against fire hazard, replace R101 only with GE catalog number RT5106, part number 5731-7 surge resistors. That's probably this thing right here. That's what they're talking about. And a DWG number down there as well. Let's see if we can get this into a little bit better view. Unfortunately, looking that up does not seem to have got me anywhere, because all I get is results for, well, I'll just show you. Not really what I'm looking for. So, unfortunately, that doesn't seem to have really done much. Having a look inside here, there might be some date codes on things. This is 7717 on the speaker there. Now, I'm not really sure, but that might mean 17th week of 1977. I'm not so sure if there's a date code on this. Oh no, it does say General Electric on it. No 0 joules. So, this is a General Electric original part. So there's one thing, I suppose. There might even be a date code on this. Not real sure what it would be. I don't see really anything else that's labeled with a date code. Yeah, there it is, 5731-7. That's what that is. It's a surge resistor. There's also a 2 on the inside of this case right there. Not really sure what it means. It's probably a factory code in all honesty, but maybe it's got something to do with the date code as well.